Hi. I think my voice has gone quite bad now because I can feel it in my throat that it's quite groggy. Anyway, back to the blog. I've just finished my last class of the day. Finally managed to get through it. I had a few coughing spurts where my throat just tickled. I wanted to cough and do you know, this is my challenge for my vlogs, that I need to stop saying so and so. Didn't last long, did I? I'm going to try and talk more poised. No, that would be boring for a blog, wouldn't it? I'm going to keep focused on the content of what I'm going to say, which leads me to finishing my lesson. And now I'm going to tell you what happened today. I did a bit of a vlog earlier on from the George Hotel, where I teach, and also I'm going to fill in some of the blanks. I used to pop in to the main part of the George Hotel after working in the business centre because it's a fantastic atmosphere. It's so lovely and relaxing. It's just really high culture, nice, gentle people, and you can always have a nice, well, I always have a nice chat. You know, I sit somewhere, people often need to use the chairs, and we just get talking and we all hit it off because we're probably similar minded. I haven't been there for a long time and I've been really working a lot lately. Today, Mary Berry came to town. She came to Stamford. Apparently she stayed there and there was a bit of a buzz. People were quite happy that she'd been there, of course, because she's such a lovely lady. I was like, oh my God, I felt like I'd met her. And when I'd finished my teaching, I thought, shall I stay and do a bit of work? No, you silly sod. Come on, get stuck in, because you're really going to regret not trying to meet her or see her. So why don't you go and have a cup of tea in the main area and just see if you can see her? So it was a bit busy. There were lots of people having coffee. I had to go to 2 levels because it was so busy. And I could hear this voice. And it sounded like Mary Berry's posh accent. So I was starting to get a bit nervous, thinking, oh God, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? Thinking it's not even the place that you would talk to somebody like that. And it's so stupid to get starstruck because they're only human. But of course, they're used to that because they have fans, so many fans. And Mary Berry, she's a very highly regarded lady. So I sort of thought, if I did see her, what would I say? I really wanted to just say something really nice to her, because just to meet her, or even just to see her in the flesh. So there I was, sat there, behind me thinking, I'm sure in the next room she's there, I can hear her voice. But there were also 2 men talking really loud in front of me, and I just couldn't tell. Sorry, a bit of a coughing fit. So I went to the next room, and she wasn't there. And there may be a few lookalikes. That sounds a bit strange, but there were. And so that wasn't actually Mrs. Berry. But I started to think, oh my gosh, it's really her, What am I going to say? How am I going to, But anyway, bless her. I hope she had a lovely day. Apparently she had a red carpet waiting for her. She went to see the girls at Stamford School. So I hope they had a really good time. Anyway, it's so nice to have somebody nice come to town. I'm waffling. I'm going to move on. And so here's then what happened as I just enjoyed being at the George. Good afternoon, I'm here at the George of Stamford, and I'm going to give you a quick talk about why I love it here and give you a few examples of what you can enjoy, because I think it's something that should be shared. I always bring people here for a cup of tea, for something to eat, if I want to recommend them somewhere to come and enjoy something essentially English that really represents the English heritage and the whole sort of tradition. As you can see by the surroundings, this is just the ladies. I'm sorry, I'm filming from the ladies, but you can't really get your camera out in a place like this. And you'll see why when I talk about it. But the main thing really is it's a place where you can go. The patrons admit themselves that it's 60 years old is the minimum age. So once people are retired, they come and have a chat and relax, a nice cup of coffee. And what I found on a couple of occasions when I've come here after teaching in the George, I've come to the lounge area for a nice cup of tea and just sat and relaxed. Because I'm on my own, I've offered the chairs to passers-by who were looking for somewhere to sit. And I've had the most amazing conversations with people who are just regular, maybe some are local, maybe they're from a bit further afield, but they love it. They love coming for the ambience. They pay a bit more to get a bit more. It's not just the tea or the coffee or the biscuits or the cakes. They come for the relaxed, cosy, friendly, upmarket atmosphere. It's not pretentious, it's really cosy. And you can see it's a modern area with lovely furnishings, and it just is lovely. And it's a good time to introduce you to Christmas, because the decorations here are fantastic. They're really, really out of this world. You can meet Santa, well, not really, because that's not their style, but they put a Santa in a sleigh with all the presents outside in the courtyard, which is beautiful. And they put reindeer in the gardens with beautiful lights. The garden room restaurant, it's just absolutely gorgeous. They put a really fancy display on in the middle where the tables sort of sit around the outside, and it's just, I keep saying I'm trying not to say and it's just really lovely. You have to walk around the whole hotel as you're visiting just to really appreciate all the different kinds of decorations. So in a couple of weeks, pop down or come down now and see it. Come to the George and relax. I just wanted to share that with you really, because you can just take a deep breath, step out of the consumerism, step out of the hustle and bustle and the rushes of the normal day-to-day lifestyle, and come back to traditional England. So in my conversation today, I met someone who's a really sort of an old figure of Peterborough. Not so well known, but you may know the shop or the business that they had in Peterborough Centre. I won't go into detail, but the point is that there's somebody that my nan always used to buy from. I've been in their shop with my mum, and we used to buy some bits every time we went to town from there. And we talked about the craftsmanship from the olden days, where everything was crafted in the retail stores. People set out their stall, really, really nicely with a flair, and that people have sort of lost touch now because quality is just disappearing. And I think it's a real shame, because that crafted, that personal experience, you go to a shop, a butcher's shop for example, there aren't so many of those about now, but something that was, people go somewhere nice, they have recommendations, personal recommendations and advice. I don't know if you can guess what just happened, but in that part of the video somebody came into the loos, so I obviously stopped filming and then didn't film the rest till I was outside. How weird is my voice going every time I do an intro? Anyway, never mind. Sorry about that, got disturbed. That's the point of filming in a toilet, you can't really do it secretly. But the point was that in the George, you can't just wave cameras around and start doing blogs. It's not for the modern internet junkies. You can't use your laptops in the lounge, because it's, it's a nice place for people to rest and chill out, not get stuck in with business. So I've come to sit outside just quickly before going off to my next appointment. And there's a big marquee being built, so I'm not sure what's happening here this week. I'll find out. So what the conversation was about with this chap, this gentleman, was just about how things have changed. I found out we actually went to the same school. He and his brother went to the same school as I. I think there's a squirrel up there. I'll soon find out if it bites me. There's somebody walked past and I got a bit shy. What I wanted to tell you was... No, it's just a bird. Can you see? Oh, hang on. Something just fell. Who knows? Whatever, let me just carry on this video. We talked about how things changed so much for the youngsters, but for the older generation, the change has been gradually getting faster and faster, and they're forced to move and change with the times and so on. And it's just a different logic for us picking up a smartphone. There was a joke about, have you got a dumb phone? Well, everyone's got smartphones. Have you got a dumb phone? Ka-ching. And it was getting a bit too noisy here, and I'm feeling a bit embarrassed filming, so I'm going to move out the way and film the rest later. So from the George, goodbye. After that, I popped to see my granddad, as he's got Wi-Fi and I can sit there and do some work while he's out doing the gardening. And then he comes in for a cup of tea, we have a good catch-up chat, and then he goes out and does some more work, and then we have a cup of tea again and some biscuits. So it's just really nice. Some days I can hear myself when I say now. So I think if I set the tone and say, I'm not going to say in the videos. You can tell me, point it out, and I can learn not to say that word that I'm not going to say. Sometimes Nan's out. So when she's out, it means Grandad and I can have some really good quality time. But when Nan's back, there's me, Nan and Grandad, and we have a lovely time. We have a great time, we have a good laugh, and they're not the kind of grandparents that are old and wrinkly and they sit in the chair and they smell funny. They're so normal. They're like young, normal people. They're actually like young children, to be honest. They're really funny, and I just want to capture some videos of them just to document stories they've told me and lots of things from the past. I'm not saying that word. And then what happened? Oh yes, Grandad did a shoe polish session. Not a shoe polish session. He just got out his felt, laid it on his lap, got out his basket of tools, and, well, they're not really tools, are they? For polishing your shoes, it's shoe polish and brushes and cloths and all sorts. So I said, Grandad, can I film you doing this? So I'm going to add his film to this so you can meet my Grandad and you can see how to properly polish a pair of leather shoes, as it's a dying trade to really do things properly, and I think it's good to share these kinds of things just so we keep in touch with our roots. In the good old days, the olden days as they say. Change of plan. I'm actually going to put his video in a separate post, so if you want to watch it, click this link here and you can see how adorable my Grandad really is. And I got a subscriber today to my personal blog, so Mikey Lynn, hello to you and thanks for subscribing. I've lost what I was going to say next. I think this blog went much quicker than I thought. Yep, that kind of sums everything up. So while my voice is still here, I'm going to say thanks for watching. I'll put some more stuff on soon, and as soon as I can, I'm going to video the introductions and the itsy bitsy bits in between, so I can post my visit to Williams Renault, well, they're not Renault anymore, are they? To the Williams Racing Formula One factory, and a few of my other adventures. I just need to dig them all out and get them all edited. So, ciao for now.